Hey everyone, welcome to my video explaining how to get your first million credits in Evochron Legacy. Now a lot of people keep telling me it's really hard to make money in Evochron, as well as the fuel system makes most of my money vanish, and after doing my contracts with a refuel, I actually have less money. Although I'm not going to go and address how to massively reduce your fuel consumption, as that is a video for another day. I am here, however, to explain to you my list of the best ways to make a buck in Evochron Legacy. In fact, I'm about to tell you exactly what methods are the best ways of making money fast. Though all of them are based on my own experience, they should hold true for most players. To be honest, the more you do these methods, the more adept you will become at getting the money. So let's go over the main ways of making money in Evochron that are pretty much stable. As trading is a bit difficult, it has not been included in this video, as the system can, in my opinion, be a bit random, unstable, and slow. This list will be organized from slowest to fastest. So on number 4, the first entry in our attempts was one of the longest and slowest ways of making a stable amount of money. And that method is called fuel trucking. Fuel trucking entails upgrading your ship to the largest fuel tank, sacrificing most of everything else. You can max out your ship's fuel at 5,000 units of fuel. Since you use fuel during transport, you will always be eating into your money a bit, and in the first 30 runs you'll probably not even fill your hold to 5,000. Depending on how low price you purchase fuel, and for how much you sell, you could do this much faster than me, or a hell of a lot slower. With a price difference of about 2 credits per unit of fuel, I managed to transport fuel whilst only using up about 20 fuel from station to station. This meant that I basically managed to sell my fuel down to 10 units each time and make it back to the refuel station. It also meant very little money was wasted on actually transporting, making for a generous income. Once I hit full tank, I was making a couple $1,000 per run. With a buy price of 42 credits per unit and a sell price of 45, I was selling for 224,550 credits and buying for 209,580 credits, leaving a generous 14,970 per run. After a good 5 hours, I gave up and decided to do a different method, although my test allowed me to extrapolate some numbers. So I found out that at my rates, I would have had my first million in 8 hours, 7 minutes, and 27 seconds. This would also allow for me to extrapolate a reasonable money-to-time ratio. For this specific method, the ratio would have come to 34 credits per second. With some smarter trucking and a better buy-sell ratio, it could be much quicker. As this used to be my favorite method of making money and would have been my first pick for an Easy Millions video. These tests revealed that this method, if done lazy, sloppy, and slow, but guaranteed, then it will be one of the slowest but most reliable ways of money making. The best thing to do for this method is to find a station with very cheap fuel and one in combat zones where fuel stands at a lot more pricey. I suppose it's almost needless to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. This method is best for the independent faction members, as they will not get shot at, and they will not get hunted down by either sides unless provoked. So fuel trucking stands at 8 hours, 7 minutes, and 27 seconds, producing 34 credits per second. Next up, we have fuel harvesting, on number 3. This one can be done by obtaining a mining laser and a fuel converter. Although keep in mind that doing the same thing without a fuel converter will let you capture hydrogen, the same stuff from our suns. Hydrogen is generally worth about 400 per unit. Although hydrogen is stored in cargo bays. Some people prefer to do fuel harvesting instead of regular mining, So this lets you know what that gets us. To get a mill, doing just simple fuel harvesting can be done in about 4 hours and 38 minutes. The great thing about fuel harvesting is it's easy to do for a long time to fill up your huge fuel tank, so that the game can be left unattended. Especially when doing so inside a nebula, where your chance to run into hostiles and be detected is severely diminished. The fuel harvesting method earned me 60 credits per second and is thus almost double as effective as fuel trucking, and can be left unattended, giving it a clear superiority over the fuel trucking method, unless you enjoy fuel trucking. Next up, we have participating in passive contracts on number 2. This method can wildly vary depending on the contracts you're offered, the equipment you have, as well as luck and preparedness for the emergency quest. In my test, I completed many stranded with no fuel missions and a couple of emergency contracts. I would say not to bother with solar panel cleaning missions, as they're time consuming and not very well paid. An average contract paid for me between 10,000 to 20,000. The stranded fuel contracts paid 20,000 to 40,000, and the emergency contracts paid between 100,000 and 200,000 per contract. This entry also contains time wasted for quests that became failed for reasons. Contracts to avoid if trying to earn money quick, any combat missions early on, solar panel cleaning, orbital pictures, convoys, emergency missions for a specific material other than water or oxygen, emergency missions for asteroid impacts, destroy 20 nearby asteroids, tag lost satellite mission, find lost equipment if not nearby a planet, spy on target missions, and any races. Contracts to aim for are stranded pilots, deliver item, emergency contracts for nearby planets that request water or oxygen, deploy info beacon, planet only deploy satellite missions, find lost equipment if nearby a planet. In total time-wise, the time it took for me to reach 1 million was 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 44 seconds. And on a time per second spent basis, I made 82 credits per second, which is 22 credits per second more than the last entry. It is important to note a very specifically useful thing about the planetary emergency missions. If you for some reason failed the mission, these distress missions seem to reappear immediately after failure. This means that you can just pick them up again if you're quick enough. And that means you can keep trying to get the materials there in time. And for 100,000 to 250,000 credits per emergency contract, they are very lucrative. And for our final entry, the #1 method of making money reliably is, you guessed it, mining. I have conducted this test using a specific asteroid that randomly generates metal, diamond, and platinum. If you're smart and determined, you can easily find an asteroid that only contains 1 or 2 of these in small and frequent yields. But since this is for new players in mind, I targeted a run-of-the-mill, anything-goes asteroid you find in any asteroid belt. My method was to gather with a 9 cargo bay ship until the game complains I have no more space for a material. Then move to the station and sell the materials. Then simply return to the same asteroid and continue. The result was very convincing for myself that this is one of the easiest ways and most reliable methods of getting to 1 million. The test took me 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 28 seconds, and made me money at a rate of 139 credits per second. An impressive 57 credits per second more than the last method. Mining stands out as one of the fastest ways to make money, except for the secret ones I decided not to mention as they are for advanced players. It truly does deserve the crown of new player moneymaker, and for any player that is worried about fuel consumptions, etc., I made my mill with mining without ever having to refuel, thanks to my fuel saving techniques that I will share in another video. Here is a quick recap for you guys to put it all on the screen at the same time. On number 4, fuel trucking with 8 hours, 7 minutes, and 27 seconds at a rate of 34 credits per second. At number 3 we have fuel harvesting with 4 hours and 38 minutes at a rate of 60 credits per second. On number 2 we have passive contracts with 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 44 seconds, depending on contracts, at a rate of 82 credits per second. And on the number 1 slot we have mining at 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 28 seconds at an impressive rate of 139 credits per second. Those are the best methods according to the 2 days of dedicated testing that I have performed, not including the secret methods that should be discovered by you yourself. Do you agree with my list? Is there a method I have missed or ignored? Talk about it in the comments and maybe I will try it out and make an addendum. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video has convinced you on what you're doing right or wrong concerning making money in Evochron. I can honestly guarantee to all of you, this game is not as hard as you may think. I will see you all out there. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe if you feel like it. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.